Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell,
I'm Jasper.
and you're watching Examining the Expanse. So, this...
Yes.
What?
I said yes.
Oh, okay. So, this episode opens up with some surreal imagery of Holden flying through space with Miller just suspended there.
Well,
Yeah.
it's an interesting demonstration of the idea of relativity,
Go on.
because he's, from one perspective, you've got Holden flying face first towards this sphere, but then with Miller standing there, arguably he's standing up talking to Miller, and so it slips in between these two perspectives.
After all the shit we've been through, starting to wonder if I'm cursed.
Yeah, why is that? Because out of the whole human race, you're the one flying toward the mysterious alien artifact with the dead guy?
Yeah, it's really cool though. Yeah, it is a different image from different angles and stuff. When I thought about the production, I'm guessing they had guy who plays Holden suspended on wires, because he's clearly like hanging there.
Yeah.
And then so they would have had him suspended on wires, and then Thomas Jane, who plays Miller, just standing there on a blue screen, and they just comp it in whatever they want. But I like the way when they show them both still, when Holden's like, I'm not going into this thing, what is this thing? Holden, his feet were clearly hanging there, and Miller was like standing on ground. It's really interesting. And then their back and forth is so great through all these moments.
Always had this crazy notion about free will.
Then how come it is that every time there's some clusterfuck shitstorm situation in the universe, there's James Holden shrugging shoulders saying, how the hell did I end up here?
You're really pumping me up for this mission.
Miller is just completely manipulating him into doing all this
blatantly,
crazy stuff. Yeah, there's one point where he's like, are you really Miller? And then the proto-molecule just comes up with some like Miller
All
Julie
this sappy
speech.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah, something about children and falling, something that was never in the show.
Is Miller in there? Or is it just a heap of proto-molecule pushing my button?
You're running out of time, kid.
Not good enough.
We also get some great scenes between Alex and Amos in this episode at the beginning. Amos states that he hasn't felt fear since he was 5.
You've read the books more recently than what I have. Was that in the book? Because I don't like that.
Yeah, it's better when it's vague.
Yeah.
It's not really answered. They hinted with that stuff. There's that other scientist who they went all through the process of getting rid of their empathy, and Amos is the moment with him, but it never says anything in concrete. Neither does the book, or even Amos's backstory, the churn. That I think he in his like early 20s is emotionally void as well, possibly.
He's weird. He's strange. He's different. He's like he doesn't have a moral compass. In the books, he doesn't have a moral. That's his whole shtick.
That's why he attaches himself to Naomi, and before Naomi was this older prostitute he was sleeping with.
I haven't felt fear since I was 5 years old. Man, I wish I could go through life without feeling fear. No. You don't.
They changed something. I don't like it.
They did change something. Do you know what else they changed?
What else did they change?
There's a great throwaway line in this where Melba she asks for a mech to go into the Rocinante to attack it. In the book, that's what happens. She gets in this big fucking mech.
Oh, does she not do that anymore? Oh, it's not.
In the show, I think she just flies in.
Doesn't she have like a robotic arm thing?
I think so, but in the book, it was like
it's like a mech suit.
big. It was like the end of Aliens.
Yeah. She uses it to like cut her way into the ship.
And she like crushes Naomi's shoulder, and Naomi's shoulder is all fucked.
Yeah.
Then what's her name? Anne comes in and tases her, and the taser like melts and explodes and shit. Also in this episode, we get these really great moments with Holden and Miller, and then it's just intercut with Anne and some like guy who commits suicide.
One of our crew has passed. I understand you were of the same faith. Would you be willing to say a few words at his service?
Of course. Who is it?
Lieutenant Jorna Nemerov.
What happened?
He was cleaning his sidearm and accidentally discharged the weapon.
He's a non-character. I don't know
He's
him.
a red shirt. He looks like he's got like the facial features and the haircut of like a red shirt as well.
He's a very ordinary person.
Yeah.
He has no character.
Yeah.
He's afraid of stuff. He's Christian. He's on the Agatha King.
Yeah.
He's doing... But like, I don't know why this moment of sympathy needed to be there. Why did we need that beat? Why at this moment...
I mean, that's her character. But if I remember correctly, I believe in the book, that guy basically approaches her and is like, hey...
we should start a congregation.
Can you? Well, yeah. He asks her, can you start like saying some words to the crew members who are all sort of like the same denomination.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how that. From what I remember, that's how that starts.
Yeah, I don't think in the book there's anyone that blows her head off at any point. She has her congregation, and when the slow zone changes speed limit, a few people die, and she feels sympathy for them.
Yeah.
So I guess it's all about her character in this moment. We're supposed to be learning more about her.
They didn't. I don't know. From what I remember of this season, they didn't spend. It would have been nice if they spent more time. They'd rushed through some more from some of this front-loaded stuff and spent more time on the fucking horror of what is experienced once they hit the slow zone.
Yeah, well, from like
just
episode,
everyone is just fucked.
Oh yeah, it gets fucking
it gets
brutal.
dark.
When Anne wakes up, there's just like a basketball, just like glob of blood floating down the hallway, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then there's this guy, right, who like is half getting out of his cash crouch as it happens, so he just like snaps, and like he's all broken and twisted and fucked up, and she's like, "Oh my god, I need to help you."
I need to help you.
Like, it gets hectic.
Yeah. They don't do that though.
No, you don't see like gore. You don't see people just like thrown into bulkheads and blood and
it would be fun.
limbs.
It would be amazing if they went all out on that.
Yeah. Well, there was a person climbing through like a porthole as well. They get like cut in half and shit. There was a whole bunch
There's
of like
heaps of people like dismembered and fucked. This is
a lot.
This is why it ends up being such a huge thing later on when the behemoth spins up its fucking
drum,
because there's a lot of horrifyingly badly injured people.
and blood just clots and zero G and doesn't heal. They're stuck in
it's
there.
Not like they can get
and their speed limit is so slow.
They can't get back. They can't get supplies.
It's
fucking.
Good. It's amazing.
Because these are big ships too. Like later on. Oh, how far are you?
I'm almost finished book 4.
Okay, so the behemoth has become like the space station center. Yeah. So the behemoth is essentially, well, it's a generation ship. So it's meant to house hundreds of thousands of people, so as that they can fucking, so that the gene pool doesn't run out and they can continue to breed as they move
for
through
hundreds of
interstellar
years.
space. Yeah, no. Fucking
thousands,
hundreds of thousands.
Jesus.
I forget now exactly what it is, but
they go into like another solar system.
Yeah, they go into another solar system.
Going the fuck out there.
Yeah.
Somewhere you're not meant to fucking
and
go.
And it's like there's no evidence of a planet. They don't have any evidence that there's a livable planet.
They're just going out there.
Yeah.
Because of their faith in...
something about... I think that was the South Park episode, right? They believe that the god literally resides on a planet that's circling one of the specific stars.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not down with specifics. Yeah, so this is a conversation we had a while ago, so I don't know if you remember it, but I said it felt odd to me that Bobbie Draper just rejoined the MCRN, and I didn't understand that. So she's in the second book. She's not in the first book. She's not in the third or fourth book at all.
She's not in the fourth book?
There's a little prologue with her, and there's like a few other moments where people mention her name. Okay. I think she's watching TV in like the prologue of book 4. But so she's not in any of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they've crammed her into the show. Her storyline in season 4 with all the drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
That's one of the novellas. It was a risk. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I thought it was just foreshadowing, but...
Yeah, so she does do stuff later on.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, it's a TV show, they want to have Bobbie Draper. Same with Avasarala. She's only in book 2, then fleetingly in 3 and 4.
Okay.
She does stuff later on, obviously.
All right. Fair enough.
But they
Anna
were...
Solara is one of the fucking coolest characters in this whole series, eh? She's a fucking cool ass character.
Don't ruin anything for me.
She's fucking awesome.
Would you not ruin anything for me?
I can ruin
Just
things
don't
for you.
ruin anything
I
for
can
me.
ruin-
Why do you try to ruin my life every chance you get? You cut my brakes, you sleep with my wife, set my house on fire.
Shut the fuck up, I'm trying to... Sorry, Bobbie, I wasn't talking to you.
Are you on another channel?
What? No. I mean, yes, another channel. Will you just shut up for
Who
a
are you
second?
talking to, Holden?
Yeah, so Bobbie Draper's not in book 3 at all. And so, in the show, she's just back in the MCRM, which, creates character drama between her and Holden.
It doesn't make any sense.
The
So why would they
conflict.
send her on the away team?
And why would she go through all of this and all of these shenanigans and this big arc she's been on to just turn her back on the whole thing and be like, hey, we're friends again. We're all cool.
He's cracked. Everyone's got a breaking point. I'm sure he's not the only one in this godforsaken place.
Yeah, so in the book, Ashford isn't the character he's in the show either. In the book, he's just some two-dimensional antagonist who's basically just a bull for Holden and Bull, who's another character. There's all these chapters in the book that just isn't a character in the show. He's just a 2D antagonist for them to butt heads with. And then they give a lot of the characteristics from Bull in the show to Drummer and Ashford. He was that security officer who had conflict with the EXO, and then he's the main driving force in the behemoth through all this.
Yeah, he's like the main character that you're following.
Yeah. But I mean,
They just cut him out.
yeah, well, they kind of made him into Ashford and kind of made him into Drummer. They split his character up and made 2 other characters. I mean, I love Ashford in the show. The actor is great and character is cool.
Oh yeah, no, he's a great
The
character.
grizzled old pirate. But yeah, it's interesting. And then later on where Drummer breaks her back and stuff, that's all Bull. He's got the broken back and they go through the
He's all
skirmish
fucked
and
up.
everything.
And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I'm gonna do. And that goes on for ages too. He's like fucking trying to run the place whilst bedridden and shit.
Yeah, and his doctor's like, what are you doing? We're
Yeah.
trying to regrow your spine.
Yeah,
He's
whereas
like,
in this
I'm not
it's like-
regrowing my spine, I'm getting mech legs.
Yeah, but in this, that's like 2 episodes.
Well, yeah, like, the first book is like season 1 and half of season 2. It's like 15 episodes, and then book 3 is like 8 episodes, I think, the end of season 3. So yeah, I don't know what their decision was to make it less. I mean, yeah. And then season 4 slows down and does like a whole book and is slower, but this is very like, which is one of the reasons I like The Expanse, but at the same time,
Well, there's just so much shit that happens around this time specifically
Amazing things.
that's fucking hectic as fuck.
yeah.
You don't really get to see that in this season.
Rushes through it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, then right at the end, Holden completes the circuit, and I thought the flashy, trippy montage they did.
It worked.
Yeah.
It conveyed the message that it's attempting to convey.
Yeah.
Like the story of the proto-molecule and the progenitor race, and how they had these systems that were being slowly taken over by this other force, and that they had to start closing down systems and blowing up suns, and Holden experiencing that as if he is the progenitor race, and it's like a whole...
And as if he's like the
And
universe.
these are things that are being burnt out of his body, and you know...
Yeah, it shows them destroying the systems. So yeah, it did convey all that information really well. That's a big part of the book.
Yeah.
Holden comes back to being a human, and like his fleshy mouth flaps conveying audio. He's like, what the fuck? I was just a universe. Now fleshy meat flaps speaking words. What the fuck is happening? yeah. There's a lot of cool imagery in it, and a lot of cool fucking cuts and whatnot. So yeah, in conclusion, I love fucking Holden and Miller together. They're fucking great.
Yeah, no, they do work very well together.
But all of the end stuff, I'm just like, you're a preacher. That's cool. I get your character.
She was a good she was a cool character in the book.
She needs to play off somebody who's not a non-character.
Yeah.
Who was Greg, who necked himself, or Phil, or Tom. I don't know. She needs to play off another character.
Yeah.
Have like an interaction.
She's talking to the scientist guy.
Yeah, she
But again,
is.
he's a non-character.
Yeah, and she's talking to, I forget her name, ciggy smoking, wine drinking aristocrat.
Yeah, but
cougar
she
lady.
basically is a non-character. She's got like a gimmick.
Yeah, she discovers it's Clarissa Mao.
Well, no, she jokes about things when she's nervous. That's her character.
And
she drinks
alcoholic.
and swears.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Jasper wanted me to show you his setup.
Fucking dogs.
This is what we've been watching The Expanse on.